y'all, it's me, welcome aboard! I was just doing that because my camera is so fancy, it can autofocus really fast. Do you see how fast it autofocuses on my beautiful face? My name is Katie Carson. I'm the Duchess of Suds at Royalty Soaps, and this is soap number 7? Dang it! We're getting really close to the finish line. Have you guessed it? Have you left your guess down below? Today is one of my favorites. There are some other soaps that I've made that look like this, namely the Dragonfire and Brimstone soap and the Lord of the Rings inspired soap. So they look kind of similar. I made some changes and the top is really different. The top is kind of similar to another soap that I made this year that I'm not going to name the name of. Y'all can just go find it in my videos. Whatever, somebody will tell you down in the comments below. I'm just trying to be sneaky for no reason. I think it turned out like just bomb.com, just the bomb.com. Y'all are gonna love it. This is gonna be one of y'all's favorites, I already know. Y'all also like a lot of soaps with black in it. That's why I think this is gonna be one of your favorites. So without further ado, let us make 2019 Secret Soap Series right now. So I thought it would be fun for this video to start in a different way. We always start blending the lye water solution in with the oils, but let's start this time with blending our colorants up. And for this particular soap, I have to do a red. Now, I normally do really red mica, but I also really wanted to try this Mad Mica's blend. I've used it once this month. It wasn't quite strong enough because I didn't use their recommended amount. Now I'm gonna do what they recommend and we'll see if I have better luck. So the way that Mad Mica's has this set up is that you blend these 3 colors together and apparently it will give you the exact red on the color wheel, like the red on a red color wheel, which is beyond incredible. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio of 3 different colors: Voodoo, Brazen Hussy, and Spicy Tomato. And I absolutely love the names of their micas. I'm gonna start by doing exact accurate colors. This is far more accurate than I normally am, but it's also very satisfying to look upon. Tree Marie Soapworks likes to blend her colors using a palette knife like this, and it is the most satisfying thing. Brazen Hussy is next. This is actually like a neon red, which is really crazy to me that that's how they have you mix this, is a neon pigment with 2 micas. Now we've got the Voodoo. I don't know why they pick the names that they do. I have to redo this again just so that you can see it up close because this is a really fine mica powder, so it comes off so smooth. Did you hear that?
Like a fork on a plate.
Oh no. So seeing all these 3 together, one of them looks pink, one of them looks brown, and one of them looks orange, and none of them look red. But I can promise they're reds. They just look so different in contrast to one another. So I'm gonna start by blending them together, just like this. Yes. And then I will add some olive oil, and that's when we'll actually start mixing. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some olive oil. By some, I mean a ton. And I'm gonna try to get it back. Get back there where you belong. Now, the first time I did this, I was shook because you start mixing it and it just doesn't look red. It just doesn't. It looks like pink. It looks like fuchsia. And then as you keep going and you start smashing that orange in, that's what makes it start looking red. It's crazy bananas. With the mixing all done, I'm gonna use my palette knife to scoop it into this little cup. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but I have gotten most of the big clumps out. The first thing I have to do with this soap is mix up a little tiny batch, and I'm gonna have to continue to do that throughout the entire soap because the fragrance oil blend that I'm using is, well, finicky. So using some bright yellow raincoat mica from Mad Mica's, I'm gonna add that to the oil immediately. I mixed all this up in oil and forgot that I was going to have to make little tiny batches for the soap to work. So I really just wasted my time. So let's blend that in just for funsies. Now I'm gonna add this teeny tiny bit of lye water solution. I haven't done that little in such a long time. Just a teeny tiny bit, it's a teeny tiny baby batch. I added the fragrance oil. I can't tell you anything about it because it's one of my super secret blends. And now we're going to pour this into our 2 brambleberry molds. Now in that short amount of time, you can see how thick the yellow is already getting. And that is why I am mixing up this soap in layers because it would never survive. Sure, it looks like mustard. What's your point? I'm trying to keep it towards the center and I am going to play with it a little bit, texture it up. Honestly, the harder this gets, the better my design is gonna look. It's one of the only things that working with a really thick soap is actually super helpful. Okay, so I got my wee popsicle stick and I'm going to texture this yellow just like so. Very spiky. All right, this has been textured. First layer done, let's move on to the next one. In this container, I have electric orange mixed with cheesy poof orange. The most fun colorant name of all time. I'm just gonna dump that into my oils. Let's get that cheesy poof on top of that mustard. That yellow is almost completely hard already. And the cheesy poof is going that way. I'm gonna tap this down before I add the rest so it gets in all the cracklery regions. Time to go ahead and texture this orange bit. It is more important that these little spikes that I'm making, I'll show you guys over here where you can see it best, go out to the sides like this, not front to back like this. You won't see them if I do that. You gotta bring them out to the sides. I'm really sorry if this is triggering some people. I might put a little warning on the video. It will all be filled in, I promise. It won't look like this forever. Okay, orange is done. Let's move on to red. So they said with this red blend to do 2 to 3 teaspoons per pound of oils. So this is 28 ounces of oils, almost 2 pounds. So I'm adding the full shebang. It's so weird because it still looks pink. It still looks pink. But I've used it once. I used it with, I think it was Secret Soap number 4. And I already know it's gonna turn, but it still starts out looking pink in the oils. Look at that. It's fuchsia. All right, I gotta quick fill in everything with this red. Everything's already really set up, so I'm not having to worry about covering any of it with the red. Fill it with the red. Fill it. All right, one more spiky spike for the win. So one of these I put on a slight incline over in here. I didn't fill it in as much. And then on this side, I didn't fill it in as much. And then this one's pretty even all the way down. So we'll see which one we like more. All right, looks pretty textured to me. Let's move on to the final layer. For the final little layer, we're going to add some satin gray pillowcase. This is when I was measuring out the gray and was about to mix it with oil. That's when I remembered I don't have to, so this one isn't mixed with oil. We're just gonna put it directly into the big bucket, and we're gonna blendy blend that on up. I'm trying to hurry. I added some little black bits and I'm gonna mix that all around, and then we're gonna pour it into the pot after, or rather the brambleberry molds after this quick commercial break.
Wow.
That looks so gross. Let's cover that up quick. Let's dumpity dump. Okay, so we kind of had to rush through that. It wasn't very pretty. My arms got in the way. It was a big tangled mess. I'm sorry. The whole point being, we got all the gray part in with all the little black bits, and now it is time to put on the soap frosting.
I love this super close.
Good afternoon, everybody. Pie eating contest.
I wish you could hear it. It's so funny sounding.
I can't see anything. I don't know if that matters. I see blue. All right, so I have my piping bag, a large coupler, and a Teco, or a Tico, however you want to say it, 869 tip. And we putting one gigantic dollop, just like this. Just like this. I am trying to, well, just kind of even them out. Make sure the one on the ends is as big as the one in the middle. I think I'm gonna continue just to go down the side. That way I can get it right. So let me tell y'all a little bit about my cats. So I have 3 cats now. I haven't talked about them in a while. My first cat, Gravy, he is fully grown. And he does not like to stay inside. He was an outdoor kitty when we got him, and then he was an indoor kitty for a while, and then we came out here to the country and he was like, bye-bye, outdoor again. So I see him about once a week, and I've tried to coax him in with all sorts of goodies, and he's not having it. So there's Gravy. So then I got Albert, and I got Albert when I was pregnant, I think maybe 6 months with Will. And then after we had Will, we got a bobtail cat, and his name is Totoro. So Totoro and Albert are the best of friends, and honestly, we got Totoro because Albert was so lonely. We adopted him from Petco because he stood up next to Lily. I went in there to get some food. He stood up and started scratching whenever Lily toddled by, and he kept trying to like mew at her, and he just had such a personality that I was like, Caleb, that is a cat for me. And pets is not exactly something Caleb and I see eye to eye on. That's something that I really, really like. I really like to save animals in predicaments, i.e. there is a turtle on the side of the road. I am absolutely going to stop and save him every single time. I would adopt everybody who needed a home, and Caleb's like, please, no more animals, please stop bringing them home. But whenever he met Albert, he was like, no, that's a great cat. We need to give him a home. So we brought him home, and he just got lonely. He really wanted another cat, and so we brought Totoro home. We adopted him from a friend who had a litter of kittens, and they are the best of pals. It's really so sweet to see them together. Now I have these little black pieces of soap, and I'm gonna place them on top. I'm gonna put it on different dollops each time. And this black that I'm putting on top is not as black as the piping because I wanted to make sure that these pieces of soap and this soap were unique and identifiable, that they didn't all meld together. The final thing I have to put on top are these teeny tiny eyeballs. This is made with the teardrop mold from Wholesale Supplies Plus. It is so tiny. This is definitely something that would be much easier with a pair of tweezers. Something I would highly suggest if you're going to use this method. The first time I did this was with the Mome Wraths in January for the Alice in Wonderland set, and y'all loved it. We've had so many people ask for the Mome Wrath soap to come back, so it's kind of a variation on that. This is gonna take a very long time, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna skip to the part where I just show you guys a close-up, or better yet, and kablam! It's perfect. Behold one of the best secret soaps. Definitely my favorite high top, I think, from this collection. I'm digging the eyeballs, and one of the great things about this particular type of eyeball is that no matter how you put it in, every single one of them are gonna look different, because it's like if you put them too close, they look like shocked. If you put them far away, they look kind of derpy, and yeah, they just look silly. It's great. It's great. They have all sorts of expressions depending on how you place the eyeballs, so they're very unique. So we're gonna wait 18 to 24 hours, and then we're gonna come back, we're gonna chop this up, we're gonna take a look at the inside after this quick commercial break. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. All right, let's take this out of the mold. Very recently, you guys have requested that I do an unmolding part in my video, so I will indulge you to remove the soap from the mold. These Brambleberry molds have a sliding bottom, right here. So all you do is you wiggle waggle this a little bit, start pulling that sliding bottom out, and while you're doing that, you need to hold the soap on the inside, especially if it's a high top. If it's a low top, it really doesn't matter if it plunks out to the bottom. And then I just lift one edge, whichever one's easier. This one closest to me is easier right now. It ain't that easy though. Then you just pull it right out. Pretty darn simple. For this part, all you do is peel the silicone down the side. And if you're using my recipe, this is gonna unmold really easy, unless your fragrance oil makes your soap sticky. If it's one of those fragrance oils that turns your soap to liquid, it probably won't be that easy to unmold. But if it's a normal fragrance oil, it should come out completely clean, and the sides should honestly look a little bit glassy, the same way that resin does. If you get it out of a good silicone mold, you guys can see that little glimmer that it's making with the light. That's because it's so shiny on the outside if you use my recipe. Okay, time to cut it though. And by the way, mine got a little bit thick, so you can see on the edges here, it's looking rustic. But the ones that we made after this one have very, very clean sides. This was just the one that I made on the camera. Happened to be a little bit sticky. That red be looking fly though. Okay, everybody's lined up. Some of these are a little bit out of place, but it shouldn't matter too much. I'm just gonna press down. I'm so excited. That orange looks bomb. All right, let's pull one out. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Look at this. See, I know that was yucky to watch. I know it was yucky to watch, but can you see now why I did it? Can you see why I did it? Look at that flame. Yes, please. I'm dead. Okay, if you don't know what the Secret Soap series is by this soap, somebody in the comments is about to tell you, because this is a dead giveaway. I can't believe the series is over, but man, what a way to end it. And look how unique everybody looks. Their little eyeballs, everybody is very special and very unique. I don't have a lot of commentary, honestly. Like, it looks so good, even I'm impressed. Let's do a question of the day. First of all though, let's talk about that red. I need to go find something else red in the room to compare that to, because it does look so red. All right, the question of the day is, would you rather work in the city or the countryside? There's no wrong answer to this one. Everybody has their own preferences, and I probably know 3 people right off the top of my head who would say, the city, faux show. And I probably know 3 who would say the country. So it's really just whatever you be liking. I personally would like to work in the country, and I do. I live in a small town, so it's not really the country, but you know, it's got country vibes. My parents definitely live out in the country. Be sure to let me know by clicking the eye in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. look at this guy. Well, how do you like that? How do you like the little eyeballs? I love the eyeballs. What are they? Who even knows? Are they alive? Are they just a statue? Are they a character? Are they a person? You'll never know, because I'm not going to tell. Actually, you will know. You'll find out next Saturday. Oh, And by the way, we do have an Instagram. I'm always supposed to remember to say that, and sometimes it's hard to remember. We got an Instagram. We got Royalty Soap's Instagram. We got Kenny's Instagram. We got my Instagram. We're all over there on Instagram posting pictures of stuff that we deem important, and you may or may not. So if you want this soap or any of the others in the collection, they will be available at royaltysoaps.com at 3 p.m. Central Time. Cool beans. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today. Whether that is going out and building a fire in your backyard, if that's legal. Please don't do it if it's not legal. I don't know. For most of y'all, it should be feeling pretty autumnal by this point. I'm hoping that because most of my viewers are in the United States. I'm sorry, those of y'all who are in Australia and have like backwards seasons when it's like December and y'all are like, it's midsummer for us. Why are Australians so good at American accents, but Americans are so bad at Australian accents? Welcome to the brain of Katie. It's all a big jumble of wires. Anyway, y'all be sure you do something fun for yourself, and I will see you guys next time. So until then, bye for now. Nyom, 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 nyom.